A great thing about our program is that for every year, our campers build upon the experience that they had prior to that year. So as a first-year camper, you'll come in and have experiences that you won't have as a fifth-year camper. And at each and every year, it's set up like a curriculum at a school, but each and every year, there's a new appreciation that we hope that each camper gains. There's new challenges as you get older and older through our program. And one of the amazing parts is that our staff come back year after year, and there's new challenges for them as they advance with their camper group. There's new challenges for a 14-year-old that's grown to be a 15-year-old within our program, and those challenges will exist for them. But one of the greatest parts is not only are there new challenges and new adventures to be had, but you know our program that much more as you keep coming back.
A lot of the kids come out and they're very intimidated by horses. They can be very scary things. They weigh about 1,200 pounds. But the cool thing about horses is that once you realize and get over that initial fear, the kids gain so much confidence. It's a big animal that you're able to control, and so it's a good thing for the kids. They become a lot more self-confident and are able to do more things and feel better about themselves at the end of the program. We have a rodeo every week. Try to do them on Sundays. They follow chapel. It's kind of our Sunday rodeo experience. We really try to get the kids really comfortable and able to do everything for themselves. That's one of our big goals, is to make sure that the kids can saddle and bridle and their horses by themselves. And so I think it's really rewarding for us to see that kid who has never been on a horse before be able to tack up and jump on and run out all by themselves. And especially like when you have kids that are a little more afraid at the beginning, and you can just watch them progress through the year.
There's a few different components of the fishing program here at camp. Um, the first is as a basic introduction to fishing and specifically fly fishing. I try and push most of the kids toward fly fishing. We do spin fishing as well, but the nature of the area really kind of calls for fly fishing specifically, and I truly think that it's more effective. So the first thing that we do with them is give them an introductory course. We call it Fly Fishing First Degree, and we teach them how to cast. We teach them how to tie their knots. From there, we'll start doing fishing day trips that usually last 6 to 7 hours, and we hit a number of spots around the camp, lakes and rivers. And then from there, the kids can also tie their own flies. And then they get to participate in not only pack trips but backpacks. And a lot of these destinations where the kids are going are not only remarkably beautiful, but also loaded with wild trout. So it's kind of an all-encompassing program. They start at the beginning and learn the basics, and then they go on to tie their own flies. And by the time they're wranglers and trailblazers, they're taking trips, riding horses to destinations, and not only doing day hikes and horse rides, but are also spending time up there fly fishing.
For me, I love to see folks learn how confident they can be after spending a week on the trail, and to learn how little they really need to take with them to be comfortable. The socialization that goes on out there between the members of the group it's fascinating to see, and it's a very big growing experience for a lot of these kids. You know, they're on sports teams at home, and that's got a coach. Out here, there isn't really a coach. There's a trip leader, and there's the group. And after the chemistry sets in and after the trip sets afoot, you see some really miraculous things happen. Well, it's very neat to see the kids who begin at the ranch camp at a really young age, and you know, they might have their first camping experience ever, and it could be as simple as an overnight on the property, and it's still as wild as they've ever gotten. And then as the years go by and as they return to camp, the level of trip increases and the level of their responsibilities on the trail increases, to where at the end of it all, as a trailblazer, they're planning, prepping, and executing their own trips. And it's been really neat for me to see, you know, some of these kids that I was a counselor for in, you know, the late 90s and early 2000, who are now the trip leaders here, who have had, you know, 4 or 5 years of campers that they've been a counselor for. And they're the guys that are giving this experience back to the kids.